I want to open up this video by wishing you guys a happy new year. I hope 2023 is awesome for all you guys and you achieve your hopes and dreams. I wish you guys a clean bill of health, and I hope you can look back to the year 2023 and really say it was one of your best yet. Unfortunately for the Los Angeles Lakers, they're starting 2023 in a very difficult situation, and it's gotten to the point where their star player LeBron James has reached his breaking point. So we need to discuss a lot of things here. One, we're going to try to point the blame finger. Is it the Lakers' fault? Is it LeBron James's fault for the situation being what it is currently? And two, what could the Lakers do about it? So before we get to the content, make sure you drop a like, subscribe, and turn on our notifications to help the channel grow. Now that we get all of that out of the way, cue the intro. Sponsored by PrizePicks. You guys know PrizePicks has been my latest obsession because I live in California. There's no way that you could gamble on games in California, so the best way you could get action on games is through PrizePicks. And ever since I partnered with them, we've been having a lot of fun. And before we get to the latest promo, I want to give a huge shout out to my man Nasri Hasbun, who tweeted me a six-legged pick that he hit on as a result of our last promo, which means he 25x'd his money. And that's freaking awesome. Hopefully more of my subs hit this big as a result of today's promo. As a matter of fact, it's not only today's promo, because from this day and on until Christmas Day, PrizePicks is releasing a brand new promo every day, and it's called Picksmas. All you have to do is download PrizePicks, use my promo code microphone to get up to a $100 deposit match, and then just log into PrizePicks each and every day to see what they're offering for that day. Since they're offering a brand new promo each and every day, I'm probably going to be posting my picks onto my Instagram story. And if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see I literally play PrizePicks each and every day. So huge shout out to PrizePicks for the sponsorship. Make sure you sign up with my promo code microphone or the link in the description down below. And thank you, PrizePicks, for the sponsor. Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, everybody? Again, my apologies for the slight decrease in quality, guys. I am currently in Turkey. It's my last day here before I go to Israel. If you guys want to see what I'm up to on my travels, make sure you follow me on my Instagram. But a few days ago, LeBron James officially celebrated his 38th birthday. He did so with a phenomenal performance versus the Atlanta Hawks. He put up 47 points, 10 rebounds, and 9 assists in a 9-point victory versus the Atlanta Hawks, which is really nice because on Thursday, LeBron would lose by 14 points to the Miami Heat. They would defeat the Orlando Magic shortly before that, and before that, they would lose to the Dallas Mavericks and the very lowly Charlotte Hornets. So clearly, you don't have to be a genius to know that the Los Angeles Lakers aren't anywhere close to contention, and they're in a very difficult situation. Lakers fans are upset, and at this point, you don't even need to be a Laker fan to be upset at what's going on in Los Angeles, because we are truly watching one of the most horrific utilizations of talent that I think I have ever seen. I mean, this is kind of reminiscent of how the Los Angeles Lakers built around Kobe Bryant shortly after trading Shaquille O'Neal. You see Kobe Bryant putting up these remarkable performances in the prime of his career, and he got so frustrated that eventually he got to a point where he demanded a trade in the summer of 2007. There are rumors about him joining the Clippers or the Chicago Bulls. Ultimately, it worked out because he stayed with the Lakers for another season, and that was the season where the Lakers would get him Pau Gasol. But this is a little different because the late, great Kobe Bryant didn't sustain his greatness until the age of 38. Most people don't expect any superstar player to be this good at the age of 38. Putting up 40 plus points and in a near triple-double, and that being what it takes to defeat a dumpster fire of a franchise that the Atlanta Hawks currently are, which let me know in the comment section down below. That's its own separate video, and we'll bring it to you if you guys request it. But now things are getting bad. Before, LeBron clearly saw a light at the end of the tunnel, and I don't know if he had an existential crisis because he gave an interview that made it seem like he was beginning to have a bit of an existential crisis. He was coming to grips with reality in regards to the situation he's in, and he's truly starting to understand that his career, his final years, despite him being truly a phenomenal player, are on the cusp of being wasted, if not already being wasted. So here's the interview. I want you to pay attention to it.
Don't want to finish my career playing at this level. I'm going to still be able to compete for championships because I know what I can still bring to any ball club with the right pieces. I think about, my son graduating high school soon and going off to college, and I'm still playing, and my youngest son is a junior next year, and how much more time I'll miss throughout the course of a day to the weeks to the months. Think about a little bit of everything, Think about how much of the world I'm going to see when I'm done playing the game. But at the end of the day, I keep the main thing. And so a lot of thoughts, but, for the most part, it's been a good ride so far.
So LeBron James is starting to understand this team is nowhere close to winning a championship. I mean, I'm going to admit it again and again and again. It's an unfortunate reality that the Los Angeles Lakers might have to face. And we could sit here and play a beautiful game about whose fault is this. And it really comes down to who was the facilitator of the Russell Westbrook trade. Originally, people thought it was Rob Pelinka that wanted to trade for Buddy Hield and additional shooters to put around LeBron James, because at the same time, it doesn't necessarily take a genius to figure out what works on a LeBron James-led team. You just surround the man with a phenomenal big man, hopefully a phenomenal scorer, and then surround him with as many 3-and-D type players as you possibly can. This has always been the tried and true formula for building a team around LeBron James. That's at least what the Cleveland Cavaliers did in LeBron James' second stint. The Miami Heat did this as well. So why didn't the Lakers pull the trigger on this? Well, there's one rumor that suggests that Rob Pelinka wanted to do this, trading for players like Buddy Hield, for instance, and signing DeMar DeRozan, whereas there are other rumors that suggest that was going to be the trade, but then LeBron James and Anthony Davis came up to Rob Pelinka and said, no, gut out your whole team and trade for Russell Westbrook, which to me sounds a little fishy considering the fact that LeBron knows what works with his teams. I'm sure LeBron looked at Russell Westbrook's three-point percentage and said, hey, this is not a good move. This guy's game and my game isn't going to work well with each other. We're giving up way too much, and if this doesn't work out, we're stuck with Russ for another 2 years. Ultimately, it all boils down to that. If you want to play the whose fault is a game, it depends on whose side you believe. Do you believe LeBron and AD actually came to Rob Pelinka and said, hey, trade for Russell Westbrook, screw the DeMar DeRozan and Buddy Hield trades / signings? Or do you think Rob Pelinka just decided to go ahead and trade for Russell Westbrook under his own volition? Let me know in the comment section down below. I always thought it was LeBron James's idea, but I'm not so sure anymore. And honestly, I think it's a fruitless exercise for us to sit here consistently and try to play the blame game. The reason I'm bringing all this up is I think there's a possibility that the Los Angeles Lakers might need to begin to entertain. And honestly, it's one that I never really took seriously because it just sounds weird if you think about it. The first possibility is the possibility that I think the Lakers are just not going to do, which is trading for more win-now players. Trading for a player like DeMar DeRozan, trading for players like Buddy Hield or Miles Turner, for instance. But unfortunately, the Lakers don't want to do this. Apparently, Lakers don't want to compound their previous mistakes with win-now decisions. So it comes back to what their plan was for this year. Let Russell Westbrook play out the remainder of his contract, and hopefully during free agency, they could pursue players like Kyrie Irving, James Harden, Kristaps Porzingis, D'Angelo Russell, Nikola Vucevic, Draymond Green, although I'm not necessarily crazy about Draymond Green joining the Lakers, the aforementioned Miles Turner, and that was the original plan by the Lakers. They don't want to make more trades and potentially kick the can further down the road just for a chance at winning the Western Conference. But the thing is, originally I agreed with them. I originally thought that this was the right decision. After all, if you trade for Miles Turner, he could potentially opt out of his contract. If you trade for DeMar DeRozan, he's already in his mid-30s, so giving up a future first-round pick for him would be insane. So if that is the case, what do the Los Angeles Lakers do in this instance? Well, they have 2 future first-round picks that they are doing their absolute best to hoard at this point. And the trade deadline is only a month and a half away at this point. So I guess we'll have to wait and see if they decide to finally move on from Russell Westbrook and try to make a push for the Western Conference. And at this point, I do think it's something that they should consider exploring because, one, tomorrow isn't guaranteed. I mean, for all you know, LeBron James, and I hope this doesn't happen because so far it hasn't, and I would want LeBron James to hopefully have the equivalent to what Tom Brady has had in the NFL in terms of his career and his longevity. But for all you know, LeBron turns 39 years old, and unfortunately, he sustains a devastating injury. He's already having groin problems. Thankfully, so far, he hasn't had any issues with his ACL, his Achilles tendon, but there's a lot of miles on LeBron James. And again, as much as I hope this doesn't happen, tomorrow isn't guaranteed. So would it be in the Lakers' best interest to make a trade right now, try to get a Buddy Hield, try to get a Miles Turner, try to get pieces that could contend in the Western Conference right now? Because originally I thought even if they did make this trade, they would still not be able to contend in the Western Conference, but a lot has changed since my earlier videos, and now the top contenders in the Western Conference aren't that far away from one another. You have the Pelicans and the Denver Nuggets with 23-12 win-loss records. You have the young up-and-coming Memphis Grizzlies at third place. Before you get to the Los Angeles Clippers, the Sacramento Kings have been a surprise team this year. They're currently fifth place. The surging Dallas Mavericks are sixth. But to give you an idea, the Phoenix Suns originally were supposed to be a top 3 team. They're now in seventh place. The Golden State Warriors are a play-in team. And even the Utah Jazz are the other play-in team. And to be honest, I'd say out of all of those teams, the top team that would be the most competitive and the most difficult to face off against would probably be the Los Angeles Clippers, unless the Golden State Warriors once again surge at the latter part of the season. What I'm trying to say is it might be time for the Los Angeles Lakers to evaluate their strategy. Maybe it is worth it to try to trade Russell Westbrook and try to get some shooting in return, especially if you're losing to the lowly Charlotte Hornets. Maybe you hit up Miles Bridges and see if Miles Bridges is willing to join the Los Angeles Lakers. There's a lot of options that they could take, and at this point, I hope they do decide to take these options. It's truly soul-crushing to watch Anthony Davis drop 55 points, and then a week later, you see LeBron James dropping 47, 10, and 9, only to have this team be closer to Victor Wembanyama than an actual playoff spot, which, by the way, Victor Wembanyama would then join the New Orleans Pelicans because we traded that pick for Anthony Davis. So at the end of the day, do the Los Angeles Lakers wait for the season to play out, go into free agency with a ton of cash, pursue players like Kyrie Irving and James Harden potentially, or do the Los Angeles Lakers make a trade for a player like Miles Turner, Buddy Hield, or DeMar DeRozan right now to try to help them as soon as possible? Because the only other option I see at this point is an option that I don't necessarily know if the Lakers would consider, unless if they want to do right by LeBron James, and that's just by trading LeBron James. And to be honest, I can't imagine LeBron James getting traded. I would never imagine a situation where LeBron James would get traded. I mean, what would you even give up for a player like LeBron, who is consistently fighting against father time, putting up these incredible statistics, but is on the wrong side of 30, closer to 40 than he is 35, but he could clearly help your team win an NBA championship. A dream scenario for me, for LeBron James, would be him just getting traded to the Cleveland Cavaliers again, but what does a team like the Cavaliers even have to give up for LeBron that they'd be willing to part with? That's what makes the situation so sticky. Maybe he gets traded to the Golden State Warriors, who actually could use some help at this point, and the Warriors do have a plethora of young talent that they could trade back to the Lakers, maybe some future first round picks that they could trade to the Lakers, who the Lakers desperately need at this point. But again, it's a bizarre scenario. I can't even imagine it. That's why I'm literally throwing scenarios from midair. This isn't stuff that even sounds plausible to me. And that's what makes the situation so difficult, because the Lakers are clearly failing LeBron James, but there doesn't seem to be a simple answer. And all we have left to do as fans is just point the blame finger. Why are we in this situation to begin with? Is it because of Rob Pelinka and Jeannie Buss? Is it because of LeBron James and Clutch Sports? I'd like to hear what you have to say. Aside from that, I'm your boy Mike, and I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.